Hi everyone, my name is Annette and we are about to embark on a new journey creating a toddler reborn. This one here is by Bonnie Brown and its name is Liam. So each video in this series of toddler reborn painting is going to take about an hour. I can't exactly tell you how many videos we're going to have because I'm just going to pace myself as I don't have a lot of time anymore to work on tutorials. But this way I thought if I just do little hour segments, it will give you guys time to, catch up and, take your time to do it. And it also would give me time to actually be able to produce them. So today, as you know, is video 1 or series 1, whatever you want to call it. And today we're just preparing beautiful little Liam here, ready for us to start painting. Now, when I start painting Liam, I'm going to be painting him using Magical Realism Air Dry Paints by Aussie Reborn Supplies. Now, while I'm teaching you to use the air dry paints with little Liam, I'll also be telling you heat setters, what you need to do throughout the journey. So you're not going to miss out. This is a real all-rounder for all of us. So let's get started, shall we? So here right now I have got just a basin, a plastic basin, which I've just bought from, your typical secondhand, it wasn't secondhand, but it's typical, cheap dollars and cents type of shop. This is great to have in your reborn toolbox, as I always talk about. It costs a couple of dollars and it's just easy to wash the baby in and put it aside. You can, of course, take it into your kitchen or bathroom and do it whichever way you want. So in here, I've filled it about this far with hot water, nice hot water. And I've just got some dishwashing liquid here. Now, this is literally just your normal everyday dishwashing liquid. So just don't worry about this. I just put it in a little jar to make it easy to bring it upstairs. So now into your basin, just add some of your dishwashing liquid. A little or a lot, whatever you prefer. I've got to shake this because it's more of a shaker bottle. I didn't think about that, did I? But it's okay. It's going to work the same anyway, just as long as it's in there. Okay, and I suggest to have on hand a microfiber cloth. Really nice and easy for washing the babies, and just a simple baby toothbrush. Now this gets deep into your creases and make sure that everything's clear. Now I must put out there, I've got the back end of a chest infection at the moment, so if I sound really breathless, I'm so sorry, but I have to stop every few minutes just to catch my breath so I can keep going. So most of you, of course, I'm not calling you stupid. Most of you, of course, already know how to prep your reborn baby ready for painting, but some people are absolutely new to it. So we need to be really flexible and think of those people too. So if you don't want to watch this, go ahead and wait for episode 2 or watch episode 2. This will just be completely washing the baby, drying it, and then using a kit prep on it to prep the vinyl for painting. So I just put my cloth in here and give it a swish around so it bubbles up. I've also got over here just a, put that up on my shelf, just a normal cloth nappy. So I'm just going to lay that out on my desk. So once I actually wash the baby's head, I can simply put it on there so it can dry. So grabbing Liam now, and we're just going to put the head in. The best thing to make sure is to try to keep your open areas not so it's going to get water in. So I normally always keep the head up like this, holding onto the neck, and I try not to get any water inside. And with the eyes, that's a bit inevitable, but I don't go making an effort to fill the eye sections. I just sort of wash around it. So with your microfiber cloth, just wipe off just like you would a normal baby, very gently. And what we're doing here is we're removing any chemicals that may still be on the baby, any chemicals from our own fingers. When you get the baby out of the bag and you're like, oh my God, it's so cute, and you just want to have a real look at it. That's what I'm doing here. So give it a wash over, get in the ears, get behind the ears. This one has big ears. And then with our little toothbrush, we literally just go in all the creases. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, and I feel he is all nicely washed. Just wipe it off one more time with the microfiber cloth and put it straight down on our nappy to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of the limbs now. I'll speed it up so you don't have to watch 10 minutes of me cleaning limbs, but you can basically get the idea of what I'm going to do. Okay, so Liam is now all bathed and ready to start to be reborn, which is really, really exciting. I think it's really exciting anyway. So what you can do now is you can just literally leave your baby sit there to dry, and normally making sure to turn the parts every now and again so all sides dry. Now, if you're wanting to fast track this whole drying process, you can do so. Here I just have, this is a regular hairdryer, even though it looks a bit different because it's a cylinder shape. I'm sure some of you have them there. But just with your regular everyday hairdryer, you literally just dry it on the spot. So if I was to plug this in, I would just be holding the baby by the top of the rim and just literally hair drying it, drying the water so it's being pushed away and drying the kit. And then after that, you can also get another dry towel and just pat over it to make sure that you have no water residue left. So when we start the next process, which is applying the Reborn Kit prep, we really don't want it to be wet. We want it to be ready, a full dry surface, so we can then start applying the kit prep. So that's all you need to know for the whole washing process. Now, let's get started. Even though it's not really starting painting, it's starting with the kit prep. So you may ask me, what is kit prep? Kit prep is a product that is designed by Magical Realism Paints. A lot of paint suppliers sell it. The Reborn Kit Prep is a product that we apply over the entire kit. It's like a base for when we begin to paint. Kind of like they call it like a tooth, which allows when you then paint onto the kit that it protects it and it sort of grasps it like it's a tooth type of thing. It's almost like a bit of an insurance to ensure your paint is going to sit and cure and stay there. Now, many factors as you're going through the whole painting process can stop this happening. So you can get to the end and you can still have rubs. And normally that is either because the paint was too thick, it wasn't given time to sit and cure properly, or it wasn't right at the end when we do a matte varnish, which also sets it in place. There's many factors. Sometimes it can even be there's a certain part of your vinyl that just doesn't really seem to like to accept paint. Hopefully this isn't going to happen with Mr. Liam here, but we'll work through that whole process together no matter what happens. So let's right now get to the whole kit prep and start this baby off on its journey to becoming a toddler, little toddler baby. Let's go. Okay, so let's now make a bit of a start, shall we? So I've got my Magical Realism kit prep here, the Reborn Kit prep. And basically, like I've said earlier, we're going to literally cover the entire kit with the kit prep, and then we're going to let set. Now, or cure, as we can say. Now, generally, if you want to put the kit prep on, let it all dry and then start your process of painting, you're quite willing to do that. But generally, for myself, I just like to ensure everything is going to be 100% perfect. So once I put the Reborn Kit prep on, I generally leave it about 24 hours or at least a day, start the next day, to start painting it. It's just a process I do, and I think it's perfect for us with me only doing these videos generally weekly, that you'll have to do it that way, hopefully. Unless obviously you're watching this years in advance and you can go straight to the next video. Okay, so the kit prep is really easy to use. All you do, take the lid off, have a cosmetic wedge that you have torn the top off. So now it's all sort of really grainy or textured, as we say. And all you do is put the kit prep, you can put it directly onto your sponge. It'll need to sort of soak in a little bit, and then get your head and just pounce it onto the surface. Now, make sure you don't, you're doing it a nice even pounce, getting it all evened out the whole surface. So when you start, your cosmetic wedge will be quite dry, and you'll need to keep putting kit prep on it, like you can see I'm doing here. But after you've been doing it a little bit, it'll start to get sort of wet and a little bit bubbly almost. And that just means it's got excessive Reborn Kit prep in it, and you'll be able to take that area further. So instead of adding more kit prep straight away, just leave it a little bit longer and do some more pouncing out in that area to make a nice smooth surface. So I'm going to do this now all the way over the entire kit, making sure you get into any creases. So if you come to an area where it's got creases that you can't really reach, just get any kind of brush and put a little bit of kit prep on the brush and sort of just pounce it in the area, and then go over that area with your sponge, hopefully to pick up any excess fluid. So we're going to do that right now, and I will speed it up so you can see how it's done. Okay, so the head is completely covered. So as you're doing it, make sure you've got some light sort of shining towards you so you can see the reflection of the kit prep as you go, and then you'll be able to see sort of that you're making a nice thin layer and that it's not sort of pooling in any areas. If it is pooling in any areas, like I said before, just get something, a small brush, anything, and just sort of pounce that area so it sort of moves it out further so it's not pooling. So there is his head, ready to get painted. Of course it's got to seal now, so let's do all of the limbs. All done. Oh my goodness, let me just tell you that working with toddlers is like working with real toddlers. They're heavy. You're like, I need a workout today for my arms. Not that I do it, but my arms are so sore. So please don't go ahead and do the whole thing. Maybe pace yourself out a little bit with the toddler. Do the head, rest your arms, and come back and do the limbs, you know, half an hour later or something like that. But I do suggest leaving it over time before you go and start painting. For those of you who are using heat set paint, you can actually use this on your kit before you use the heat set paint. But when I'm working with heat set paints, I just like to give it a good wash and make sure all the chemicals or finger chemicals and things like that are all off the kit. I find no worries to then just go start painting after I've given it the wash. But with air dry, I feel it needs a little bit of tooth, something to secure it to, and that's why we use the kit prep. So that's it for today's tutorial. Congratulations, you've done the first step in making a toddler. So as I said, now obviously if you're watching this years later, you can go straight on and start watching episode 2. But if you're watching it now in real time in 2020, September 2020, then you're going to have to wait till next week until I do the next layer on the baby. So have a great week and happy reborning, guys. Bye.